It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And coming up next is the Commanders, bruising running back. Your standard at running back this season, pacing the league in rushing. It's the Commanders and the Lions, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 25.
Alongside Brock Heward in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, we usually at this point talk about a quarterback, talk about a game-breaking running back, a home run hitter when it comes to wideouts. Oh, no. Today, before this one, we're talking about a couple of tight ends.
And what a great game it is, Kate, to spotlight that position because we have two of the league's best. And when you go back and you watch the tape after the fact, when the ground game's running wild, it's usually these tight ends making blocks. When the passing game is getting it done, well, they play a role in the air as well. They don't get the headlines like you talked about. But these guys, man, they are cornerstones of their offense.
Well, it's official. We reached the halfway point of the regular season. Still a lot of work left to do, though, as we're away in Week 9. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. So the Lions take the field for their first drive. They're led out by someone who's fought through the doubters all through his career, and he just keeps putting up numbers. Jared Goff.
A bit of an uneventful outing individually. Touchdown and a pick for him, but the lasting memory, well, there's no question about it. Walking off that field with the loss, that stings. No doubt he feels he could have done more to prevent that result, so expect to see a motivated individual taking snaps here this week.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Goff taking it right to the air. And the connection not quite there yet on his opening throw of the game.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
Motioning the tight end left. Goff trying again on 2nd and 10. That one's cut along the left sideline. He will go! Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions take a 6-0 lead right away. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and a lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
Bates tacks on the extra point. And the Lions will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Fox now to kick this one away. To return, here's Raheem Mostert. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So now the Commanders will get their turn at an opening drive of the game. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
The big Can make here is letting his offense get suckered into trying and matching the pace while the opposition just set. Even if it's a quick score to begin the game, he's got to have the poise and the patience here to run the opening script they planned for all week long. Play your game and not let the circumstances dictate and force your hand early.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Man in motion here. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And it took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just 1. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Daniels. He gets this one to McLaurin. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Terrion Arnold in on the stop. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. From the gun, it's Daniels. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
He calls for the fair catch and has it at the 22-yard line. So no return on that punt. And the Lions will go on offense. So the Lions headed out for their 2nd drive of the game. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their 2nd possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. They put a receiver in motion right. Out of the shotgun, gone. St. Brown there to bring it in. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down. They're set up at the 35 now. They bring the tight end in motion. 1st down throw from Goff. That's complete to Sam Laporta. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Throwing again, it's Goff. Finds Laporta. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. A gain of a lone yard, but Brock, that's all they needed. 1st down. Still sticking with the passing game. Laporta with the grab. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Marshawn Lattimore up for the secondary for the stop. 2nd and 6 coming up here. First game on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
Goff on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Got Williams, and it's complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
St. Brown's got it. Complete. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. And in for the Detroit touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Fox now to kick this one away. Mostert on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And as we play through November, you can see that this hot start has continued. He's the NFL's leader in touchdown passes. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Finds a man right side. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Now Daniels off the play action. Puts some heat into the crowd, and that pass is intercepted. Kirby Joseph picks it. And the Lions will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season. I don't know what to be impressed by most, Brock. How effortless he made it look to throw it that deep, or how effortless the cover man made it look to get that far down there and haul in the interception.
How about we just marvel at both of them? You call a deep pass like that again on the next play, it could go to the end zone. But this time, it is a takeaway.
The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. And while one sideline has 0 points, this offense, well, they have had 0 issues so far getting into that end zone.
They are rolling right now, Kate, and unless there's a speed bump on the immediate horizon, things are at risk of getting out of hand.
And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It was the rookie from Ohio State there to bring him down. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. No gain on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 7. Now Goff. The screen pass falls incomplete.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And this one did hit at the 8, but took a big bounce and finished its journey in the end zone for a touchback. The Commanders all set to regain possession. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half Well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Complete. It's McLaurin. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. 3rd and just 2 to go. Now Daniels to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. On first down, here's Daniels. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. And now it's 2nd down. Again, Daniels to the air. He puts some power on a deep one left. Big gain downfield. And that's a Washington touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here comes Williams on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Lions and wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown getting set for their next drive. And they have made it no secret that they want to go his way in this game, right? And the results so far, I'd say very promising. On first down, it's Goff. He finds Laporta. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Short pass brought in. And this isn't result quite yet as he goes out. We've got a flag down. Looks like it's going to be on the offense. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. They send the tight end in motion left. They'll run here following the penalty. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And that's good for a gain of 5. Dallas Turner there to bring him down. A 5-yard gain helps, but they need a dozen now here on 3rd down. Shotgun snap here to Goff. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. No return on that punt. And the Commanders' drive is going to start from deep on their own side of the field. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. Runs into traffic and hits a wall, no gain. Lee McNeil in on the tackle. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They put a receiver in motion here left. Out of the gun, Daniels. This is hauled in by McLaurin. And they take him down at the 24-yard line. Well, these top-tier offenses have brought the firepower so far. Plenty of points in that first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We're back to Ford Field right after this. Time now for the second quarter. Commanders in possession. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Daniels now. Dumps it off to his running back. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Commanders will have a first. New set of downs for him from the 46. They'll run here on 1st down. And he's got it up to midfield and into Lions territory. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2. They give it to him again. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Brian Branch getting there for the tackle. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd. From the gun, it's Daniels. Brought in right side. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Play fake here, Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But of course we know, it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field in more than a second or two.
And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line.
The smartest pass catchers I've ever been around, they know how to set up an outcut beautifully. They recognize when they have leverage, how to sell the deep route, and then boom, they just break it out as if it's nothing.
And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the 1st down.
Up and good from Fairbairn. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point gain.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Starting from the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. The Lions offense returning to the field. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun. Goff. Complete out to the right side. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. Markers reset. Ball at the 37. First down throw from Goff. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Looking for Sam Laporta with that one. So that brings up 2nd down. They'll go right side with Gibbs. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. From the gun, Goff. He has the first over the middle. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Goff on 1st and 10. St. Brown there to bring it in. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that gives the Lions the first. Looking to throw, Goff. St. Brown's got it, complete.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
This is ahead for about 5. Frankie Louvu there for the tackle. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Goff to the air now. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
On 1st down, it's Gibbs. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. They'll toss it to Gibbs. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Goff on 3rd. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, they were thinking at least a field goal on the drive if they couldn't reach the end zone, right? But the interception keeps them from even getting 3 out of this possession.
You really hope at the end of this game you don't look back and go, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If we could have gotten some points out of that drive early, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in now.
The Commanders ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he's been one who has wowed the league and made a lot of fantasy owners very happy, too. You can see he's leading all quarterbacks in passing here in November. And he hauls this one up to the 11 before being stopped. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Back-to-back carries here. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Alex Anzalone there on the stop. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Finds his man. It's Kraft. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On 1st down, they'll run. And he's brought down after a short gain. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. That brings us to the 2-minute warning in the Motor City. The Commanders in possession. Here we go, 2nd and 9. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down. The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line. This is on target to Christian Watson. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. All set up now for 1st and 10. This might be a free play for him. Taking a shot for the end zone. Well, they saw someone jump. They took their shot deep. Didn't get the connection, but they got the call. A free 5 yards coming with them. Pretty easy call to make. He lined up offsides, and now he gets a talking to from his coach.
Still first down.
A bit jumpy across the way there, and that halves the distance ahead of him on 1st down. Daniels back to throw. That one's complete, right side. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Terrion Arnold in on the stop. 2nd and 3 now. From the 28. He's got Watson. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. From the red zone now. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Washington calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. Complete. It's McLaurin. And he'll go down here at the 16. Final timeout taken by the Commanders. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
Up and good from Fairbairn. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They send St. Brown in motion left. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one off. And he found some running room for a nice gain. We've arrived at halftime here in Detroit. The Lions defending their building. They've got the lead at the break. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And that one closing in on halftime with the Cowboys out on top. 2 touchdowns in that ball game for Javonte Williams. From there, we head on over to Wisconsin to check on the Packers at home at Lambeau Field. And they've got the lead in their matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers. 3 touchdown passes there for Jordan Love. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Patrick Mahomes has thrown a touchdown pass. In the first half, it was the veteran quarterback Jared Goff who had command of the offense. He came out of the gate smoking hot with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes to help steer his guys towards this halftime lead. This one's been all you could hope for as an NFL fan. Just a 1-point game here at halftime. This has been as much fun as you could hope for with both these teams in it to win it.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Mostert on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Commanders back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And he is the NFL leader in rushing yards as we work through November. He's hoping an excellent season can continue as such here. On first down, here's Daniels. He's throwing deep to the left side. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Daniels on first down. Looking slant route, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
They're running again. And he's in for the touchdown. The Commanders take the lead right away in half number 2. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while. But that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
They want to run it across. Ooh, and he can't shake the defense. They track him down in the backfield, and this 2-point attempt fails. Well, I know we normally look for where the breakdown occurred here, partner, but I think he just made a really good play defensively to get back there.
Yeah, you're not just thinking. He absolutely did it. That defender was reacting. Go shoot your shot. And that is teaching tape for that.
The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Here's a return from the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Lions and Jared Goff set to take over on offense once again. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
From the 31. This is complete to Gibbs. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Motioning the tight end now. Gibbs now from the gun. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Kid, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Throw left side, and St. Brown has it. And this one does not go far.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember. But as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. Watson with the catch. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. That's A.J. Epinesa on the tackle. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Daniels. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
They bring on the punt team, and they get this kick away. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Here's a counter give to Gibbs. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Laporta with the grab. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. From the gun, Goff. He has the first over the middle. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
On 1st down, it's Goff. Completed over the middle. And they make the tackle at the 38.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Pass taken in by St. Brown. This one goes for 3 yards. And that gives the Lions the 1st.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the 1st.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
They send the tight end in motion. 3rd down run by Gibbs. And he's brought down for a loss.
It's results like that that drive coordinators nuts. Premature balding, gray, wrinkles, all of it, Kate. You call something conservative. The last thing you're thinking is you're going to lose yards on a 3rd and 1 run.
On 4th down, the Lions going to try to put 3 on the board here with Jake Bates. It's 44 yards here from the left hash. Bates' kick is up and good. And that trims the lead to just a couple.
A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Here's Daniels. Finds his man. It's Kraft. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. New set of downs for him from the 46. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Aleem McNeil in on the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Finds the in route complete. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
3 quarters in the books from this one. It's the Commanders' ball. A chance at a win if they can hang on to their lead through the 4th. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Daniels from the pistol. And that's incomplete, but he might have done a little too much to cause that. Flag comes out, and this could be interference. And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give him that 1st down. First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Washington. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Point after try upcoming to make this a 2-score game here in the 4th. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders push the lead to 2 scores now. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Here comes Williams on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The offense headed out now for Detroit. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Goff on 1st and 10. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Here's Goff. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. Goff to the air now. Finds him over the middle. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be first down, Detroit.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First down throw from Goff. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
Short pass brought in. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They motion a receiver left. Off play action, Goff. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Motion man sent left. They'll run here. It's Montgomery. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. Another chance at it on 2nd and goal, still from the 5. Goff setting to throw. Touchdown, Detroit. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions cut the lead down to just 2. We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. Mostert on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Visitors, and this running back headed back out for a new series. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. From the 27. That one's complete over the middle. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Daniels back to throw. And that'll be enough for the first as they touch him down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And they bring him down after he ran through him up to the 43. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. From the 43. Throwing the out route complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
On 1st down, here's Daniels. Watson with the catch. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Brought in right side. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And the Commanders will have a 1st. Markers reset. Ball at the 37. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. It's an 8-yard pickup. Then they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. Out of the gun, Daniels. Gets this one to Watson. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Catch is made in close. And he's tackled with markers down. This one should be on the defense.
That's interference. Defense.
He got too aggressive to try and stop that play, and they tag him for pass interference. They'll run here following the penalty. Has the Washington touchdown. The Commanders push this to an 8-point game. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Gay with the point after. And the Commanders push the lead to 2 scores now. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Here comes Williams on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. On 1st down, it's Goff. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. First down, and they go right back to him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Here's 2nd and 11. He finds Laporta. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Goff now on 3rd down. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the fourth. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
First and 10 from the 41. Lone back gets the handoff. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
We've reached the 2-minute warning in Detroit. Commanders ready to pick up their 8th win of the season. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's first and 10. They give it to him again. Big gap up the middle. And he's finally brought down at the 9. So after the 2-minute warning, another stoppage here. The defense is calling time. 1:55 to go. Back-to-back big plays have them all set up. First and goal here. Another carry for him. Is in. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders could lock away the win as they make it a 15-point game. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. In baseball, it's 3 strikes and you're out. I know you experienced that a lot, but on the gridiron, you're feeling pretty happy, right? If you can strike the end zone 3 times in one game.
Yeah, I'd rather go hockey and soccer. That's just the positive guy in me. They call that a hat trick. It's worth celebrating.
Look at you.
And yeah, they should celebrate this effort.
Commanders again for 2 here. Motioning one of the tight ends. Trying for it on the ground. Ooh, and he can't shake the defense. They track him down in the backfield, and this 2-point attempt fails. Okay, Brock, dialing up another 2-point call, and you remember when your friends didn't have a voicemail and it would just ring and ring and ring? It's still ringing. Fall short again of reaching that end zone.
Yeah, this defense is not doing very good between the 20s or even in the red zone, but they do find a way to rise up. This is always my challenge with being super aggressive, is why give that defense something to feel good about coming off the field after you put 6 on the board?
The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And I think by this point we can all agree, Brock, that he is not going to be stopped until the clock stops at the end of this game. He just continues to make catches count in this second half. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Completed over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running. Laporta with the grab. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Detroit calls timeout. It's second. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
St. Brown there to bring it in. Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running. Goff on first and 10. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running. After the sack, another pass on second down.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
Finds Laporta.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end. because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. Throwing again, it's Goff. Finds him over the middle. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. Clock working against him here as they hurry to that line. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. So it's a win on the road for the Commanders. And this streak will live to see another week as they take down yet another opponent over Brock. What has been an incredible stretch of games for them. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a win for the Commanders, as we'll see you next time from Detroit.